I'm Nick Siddle, and for the next few minutes I'm going to explain how Gholdenphish can help your organisation achieve more of what you want. In terms of outcomes, performance is the key success variable. We focus on how you get people to do what you need them to do so that your organisation can succeed. You could call this the human dimension. When it comes to your people, you have three major issues. Can you keep them? Can you engage them? And can you persuade them to generate great results? You have a team or a workforce. The question you need to ask yourself is, are they collaborating or are they squabbling? Only collaborative teams actually work at a high level. Of course, there is a question of individual technical ability, and any person is either above the line technically or they're below the line. And if they're below the line, then they have to go. But this isn't really the key place to focus on to improve business performance. The key elements of business performance that matter are three things. First, the people stuff. Do your people have the skills to deal with those around them, whether they're bosses, colleagues or clients? The second thing is your processes. In any business there are gains to be made from process improvement. But ultimately the serious way in which you can change what currently happens is to look at individual performance. If you get personal performance right, then the other two things fall into place. When people have high performance, then they know what to do. More important than that, then they do it. So leaders lead, managers manage, and salespeople sell. So high performance is like the WD-40 for any role. Take a salesperson. You have the same salesperson, you have the same type of prospect, but they get different results on different days. Have you ever wondered why that is? On good days we have high performance, increased output and great business results. On bad days we have poor performance, upset clients and difficulty in the office. Where does high performance come from? It's down to how the brain works. We could say our state of mind. We can call a good state of mind clarity. When we have clarity, the impact is in good business outcomes. So in people terms, we have resilience, creativity, rapport and teamwork. By resilience I mean coping with pressure, deadlines, demanding clients and difficult bosses. Creativity determines whether we can innovate and find solutions in challenging situations. Rapport determines how well we relate to people. For example, how well we listen and to what extent we understand, and that could be colleagues or clients. And finally, the state of mind of a team determines how well it functions and the results it achieves. Some organisations think that achieving high performance is a question of increasing the pressure, but increased pressure eventually becomes stress, and that ultimately means reduced performance or a worker who is broken, by which I mean disaffected, sick, absent. Actually, a high performance state is not a high pressure state. In fact, it's a quiet, insightful state. Research shows that if we're having a stressful and horrible day, then our performance drops by up to 50%. A busy mind clouds our creativity and gives us poor outcomes. And in business, it's the results that matter, not how hard we tried or how much we say we cared. So we don't want average outcomes. We want a clear mind, enhanced creativity and superb outcomes. So how are we going to achieve this? Well, it's not going to be by technical training. If we look at the Battle of Agincourt, the English archers trained to achieve technical perfection and we won the battle. But you can argue the battle was won by the clever use of that skill, just not by the skill itself. And success is not a question of learning more skills or practicing harder. This is not how business performance will improve. It's not a question of cramming more techniques into people's heads. Nor is it a question of trying to force a set of company norms onto people. It's not a question of saying to people, these are what you should believe, these are the things that you should value, and this is the mindset that you must hold to. These are just like sticking plasters, and we all know what happens to one of those. It comes off under the pressures of daily life. There's a lot of talk about motivation, about mindfulness or NLP, or even that magic buzzword, leadership. The problem is that motivation is not something you do to people, it's intrinsic. It comes from the inside. The same is true of other techniques. NLP and mindfulness have a temporary impact, like a sticking plaster, but they don't make a consistent change in performance. Leadership, well, what exactly does that mean? It's important to lead people well, but it's not a technique. It's actually, in fact, an example of high personal performance in a team leader or business champion. So what do we need to do? It turns out that the key to greater understanding of the neuroscience and how our mind works will in itself alter the results we get. Let's look at the 3 steps. When we're trying to transform your business, the first thing we do is listen to you so that we understand your issues. The second is to power up your people so they perform well with clarity. And the third is to collaborate with you to co-create a better way of getting things done. So we need to understand your issues. We need to be clear what you want to achieve and what's getting in the way. We need to power up your people. We need to give them an operating system upgrade, if you like. We need to show them how their mind works and explain to them where high performance comes from. Powering up people is a bit like this. If you have a smartphone and you want a new skill, a new function, then you buy a new app. However, if you want to make a major change in the function of your smartphone, what you need is an operating system upgrade. And when you do an upgrade, everything changes. Things you did before manually may now be done automatically, and nothing looks quite the same as it previously did. So when we want to clear the clouded mind, improve the performance of each individual, what we need is an upgrade. This upgrade, this clarity, is a clear mind and an overall consistent, continuing improvement in individual performance. We need to collaborate with you on finding a better way. Once we have people who are performing well, then they need to work together, facilitated by us, to make sure that the processes and the objectives and the strategies are the solutions to the problems that you have. So these people will innovate and they will perform, and hopefully your business will succeed. Here are the details for inquiries. Thank you very much.